Mudahar was recently in some hot water due to his association with known creep Nux Taku, who in turn was in hot water due to his association with known mega creep Shadman. And Mudahar uploaded a video condemning Nux and distancing himself called Post Nux Clarity. But within hours of uploading the video, Mudahar privated the video and said he'd be stepping away from drama content. It wasn't for him. Well, now he's uploaded another video saying that he'll be stepping away from another genre of content for similar reasons.
Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and I'm playing Yakuza Infinite Wealth. There's a lot of games here that I'm recording, and boy, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about something that's got to happen. It's not to do with this game. Some things have got to change. Now, recently I made a video in regards to a politician doing a crypto rug and pull, or at least being part of it. And I removed that video not because of something that I've disagreed with, not because of some retraction, not because I'm getting sued in any capacity. Trust me, I would enjoy a lawsuit after all this time.
Not because I got anything wrong, not because I need to retract anything, nothing like that. There's nothing factually wrong with the video that he took down.
I've been waiting, prepping for it. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Lawsuits are not fun, but you get the idea. Now, the thing about all of this is obviously, in the last couple weeks, I've noticed that, a lot of these topics, especially when it comes to, big time politicians, this has got to change. And I really am somebody that, from the beginning of this channel is not somebody that is politically adept. Obviously, you know that I admit, and I say that I really don't know what I'm talking to when it comes about, politics. And the few times that I do talk about it, like very recently, probably when it came to like the US and Canada, that's from the perspective of somebody that is kind of knee deep in that. So I believe that's kind of a fair exception to the rule. But I usually tend to stay away from things like internet politics or things like real world stuff because I always consider my channel to be an escapist route, right? Like, as somebody that likes to come home from work to do YouTube as a hobby, I like to leave the problems of the real world behind and just come to my internet little fantasy land, okay, where I can talk about video games, cybersecurity and all that goofy stuff. Internet, shenanigans that happen, right? For me, talking about, retro video games, the industry, talking about things like, massive cybersecurity incidents, when North Korea is doing some crazy shit, intermixed with Johnny Somali being a total fucking idiot in Japan, which that's going to be a video, by the way, not him, just Japan. They're getting tired of IRL streamers. It's actually insane to go down that rabbit hole recently.
Isn't everybody tired of IRL streamers? Even the people who watch them don't really like them. They want to see them get in trouble, ruin their lives.
But anyways, point being, I made a video in regards to, a the Argentinian president doing a crypto rug and, being a part of a crypto rug, so to speak. And the thing about it is, these videos
It seemed very redundant there.
made a video in regards to, a the Argentinian president doing a crypto rug and, being a part of a crypto rug, so to speak. And the thing about
Yeah, that was pretty redundant.
it is, these videos do really well, but as somebody that witnesses the content, somebody that loves the engagement, right? Like, I love to read comment sections in videos. That is probably the best part of doing YouTube content creation, is reading the comment sections of what a video has to offer. The problem with covering videos like that is, generally speaking, when it comes to highly politicized figures, people like, Trump or Elon Musk or really anybody in the space, I would go far as to say even videos on characters like Keffels, for instance. It makes the comment section completely useless. It really makes engaging with the content effectively the hardest thing to do. So what I mean by that is, let's say that you talk about somebody who does a crypto scam, right? You can bring up all the facts and the evidence and whatnot, but generally speaking, the topic of highly politicized figures, it ends up being a pissing match. It ends up turning comment sections into a turf war. Remember on
Yeah, that's how political discussions online have been as long as I can remember. It's very much team sports. I'd be surprised by this.
deep web browsing, I would just say, hey, I don't want my comment section turning into a turf war when I come to a rather unsavory looking website, which, on the topic of deep web browsing, enjoy it tomorrow. I had to wait and edit the video out a little bit because I spoke to God. Long story there, which you'll get to see very soon. Uh, when you cover topics that are highly, I guess you could say, controversial, or topics like politics, where unfortunately the discussion of it has become almost like a team sports type of deal, where you're either left, right, you're either for, against. Nobody really in this sphere wants to engage properly with the content, even with like political content, right? Like researching a video that I've now scrapped.
I mean, are you really expecting proper engagement from the YouTube comment section on anything? Like, sure, sometimes people leave good comments on a YouTube video, but I mean, what is there really to get from the YouTube comments? There's not much.
For anybody that wanted to know what the video was, it was Doge.gov, a federal government website apparently, quote unquote, getting hacked. It was all over the news. And being somebody that talks about cybersecurity, I felt, yeah, this is up my wheelhouse. I don't engage with it in a politics sense. I don't really care. Because again, I'm a Canadian, not a fucking American, not really my neck of the woods. But I wanted to talk about it because people were saying there was a serious hack, and I actually filmed the video. I went through showing what the hack was, which, by the way, was some real script kiddie nonsense, so to speak. And I thought it would be a funny, goofy video. But honestly, seeing the last few weeks when it comes to political content and just talking about a political creator, as a side tangent almost, tangentially related to the main topic, nobody engages with the main topic. They always just turn the comment section into a massive complete pissing match. And I know for core audiences that watch, that's not something that I think you want to see. That's not something I want to see. And as somebody that, produces.
Not something you want to see? What? Are you specific? Must specifically be talking about the comments he doesn't want to see? It's just wild to me that you would let people's reaction to your opinions, your thoughts, dictate what you talk about and how you talk about it, right? And I can say this with experience. I uploaded a video about Smash JT the other day. Look at that, 2 likes to 70 dislikes. I'm not gonna change my opinion, private the video, avoid covering Smash JT, and I don't even know if this is my most disliked video in terms of ratio. I did a video about Jake Weddle, very similar, has like 2 or 3% like to dislike ratio. Linus Tech Tips videos, pretty similar. They have like 10% like to dislike ratio. But I don't care. I stand by what I said in there, and if people disagree, they're more than welcome to. Go ahead. So clearly, people let their opinions be known there, and I have zero problem with that, right? I came on here, I stated my opinions, and that's what these people did. What is the problem?
Produces content for my core audience first, it's not a route that I think is worth going down into. And that's realistically, where the crux of this video is. That's really what has to change. I've noticed this happen with, characters like Keffals, for instance, where, a year ago, actually a year ago, I talked about this character and I basically looked at the misuse of, $100,000. And in this entire story, it really felt like nobody really wanted to even engage with the scam part of it. It really just became a culture war topic because, Keffals is a trans person, and that became the focal point of it. So really, after all of it.
Yeah, that, and she's pretty widely hated. Like, you gotta imagine that that's gonna carry over into the comments. The energy people have for somebody gonna carry into the comments, especially if you're more or less reaffirming their attitude towards the person.
It just made me realize it's not worth talking about certain issues like this because nobody wants to engage with the fact that there was misuse of funds. It really just comes down to, hey, we have an enemy, this guy made a video, let's use it as ammunition, yada, 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 and so forth. And that's, in my opinion, not good. It's not good content to really be getting into. It's not really worth going down that road because the engagement for that isn't really centered around the actual discussion on the video topic itself. Which, again, when it comes to things like crypto scams, I like talking about crypto scams and whatnot. But the thing is, you can do a bunch of research into it, and the reality is, there's going to be people that ignore the entire meat of the video, which is researching into a crypto scam, and will find some way to excuse somebody that they've idolized in some cult-like fashion. And it's weird. It really is weird to see. Like talking about Doge.gov, How many people in that video will actually engage with it because of the hack itself? And then how much of the comment section is going to be just people arguing about what side is right and what side isn't? You know, as a
Who cares? Who cares if people in the comments focus on dumb stuff? Genuinely, I can't understand this mindset, especially from who's been on YouTube so long and has such a sizable following. Like, surely you have to have seen this for a while. I don't understand why this is a problem now, other than it's just he was pretty much had a spotless record. Everybody liked him, had nothing to say about him until the Nux Taku stuff, and that kind of changed some people's perception of him. But nothing serious, even. I don't think he really was lost fans over that or anything. And if it was a very small percentage, genuinely, I don't understand why he's so bothered about the comments. Who cares?
content creator, the coolest thing is like when you see like 1,000 comments on a video. Because I'm somebody that likes lurking internet forums and just reading internet discourse, right? Especially when it comes to topics I enjoy. So when you read 1,000 comments, you're like, all right, shit, let me line up and get ready, boys. Let me read that shit all day. And then the comment sections aren't even really about, you know, the topic, the meat and potatoes. It's just about defending a guy who is the topic of the video or tangentially related or shitting on the guy. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's how fans work. They have their person that they like, and if you say good things about the person that they like, they'll like your video. They'll say nice things. Say bad things about the person that they like, they'll be upset and they'll leave mean comments. It- it- I don't. I just. I don't, I can't wrap my head around this. Especially because really, how bad could his comments be? I can't see it now because he removed the video. But I mean, when I have a heavily disliked video, half of the comments are just gay, trans, biased. Like, why would you let that get to you? There, there's no substance to these things, right? Once in a while, I'll have a comment where people have a substantive disagreement and they'll support their argument with points and stuff. I mean, I appreciate that. Sure, it's better to have those comments than other ones. But why are you expecting high level engagement from YouTube commenters? Right? Some of these people are unironically sitting on the toilet when they leave these comments. And you're going to let that dictate how you run your channel.
So realistically, that is what I really feel like has to be changed. And there's a whole lot of other slew of content that I have in the works that I'm making anyways. Obviously, you know, when it comes to the gaming industry, Xbox is something that I definitely want to talk about. And I've got some really interesting things to say, in my opinion, over there that involve Xbox, virtual machines, and a way for them to actually get out of some serious sales problems that they've had. I want to talk about, you know, agencies like North Korea. Crypto stuff is not something that I'm going to ignore. But I'd rather just, instead of talking about, you know, fun things, in my opinion, like a president doing or being a part of a rug pull or at least promoting it, to talking about something like, you know, North Korea, which it really feels like if you want to have discussions on topics like this, the people you have to talk about must be unanimously like
Only if you need all of the comments to reaffirm you and tell you how great you are. That's the only reason this would be the case. If you're fine with disagreement, I don't see how this would be relevant. Yeah, obviously, if you talk about somebody who's unanimously disliked and you speak negatively, people are going to be more receptive to that, right? People don't generally like to have the guy that they like being called out. So you're just going to not cover this stuff anymore, right? And he's not obligated to. If you don't want to do a certain type of content, just don't do it. But this griping about it, it's sad. I just don't understand how somebody with nearly 4 million subs who's been on the internet, been on YouTube for years, is so discouraged by rude comments, people disagreeing or talking about less important stuff.
most disliked people in the world. You know, it's funny, you can talk about crypto, and the moment you talk about somebody like Trump or whatever, it becomes a highly politicized topic. The moment you talk about Logan Paul, everyone suddenly gives a shit about what you have to say with cryptocurrency and blockchain technologies.
No, they care either way. It's just when you talk about Jake Paul or Logan Paul, everybody's like, oh yeah, we hate that guy. Great job, Mudahar. But if you made a video defending Jake Paul and Logan Paul, related to their crypto scams, you would have a lot of people upset, right?
It is, ladies and gentlemen, just the world in of itself. And I really think it's just how things have kind of gotten. Like looking at political content on the internet, one of the
So that he even says that's just how it is. It's not specific to him or anything like that. It's what you should expect. But for some reason, he's letting that dissuade him from what he wanted to say. He said he recorded a video that he's not going to be uploading now because of people's reactions to another video.
weirdest things that I've seen in research for the Doge.gov video was like, seeing a whole bunch of like political creators talk about Elon getting like a girl pregnant or something. And I'm like, man, if this is like, it really felt like, watching like, the National Enquirer, like the tabloid journalism pages you saw when you're like checking out from the grocery store where the gum is put. They have like the little magazines that are like, hey, Martha Stewart
Yeah, we know what tabloids are, man.
just got impregnated by Bigfoot. We have photos of the kid, right? It's like, bro, the most insane batshit nonsense. It just exists as like culture war, warfare fodder. And it's not something I really want to engage with content going forward. So this video that I'm speaking.
Sure, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Again, you're not obligated to cover any sort of topic. But this reaction, I truly find this to be pathetic. Just move on, right? Why do you need to let everybody know that they really got to you by disagreeing with you and not focusing on the most important parts of the video?
From the heart here is mostly for the
It really seems like this guy was just so used to being positively received on essentially every video that he did, and then once he got some pushback with his Taku stuff, it it broke something in his brain. He's like, wait, what? There are people who dislike me? There are people who disagree with me? This is terrible. I can never experience this again. And now, even with something where it's so expected, you're covering political people, and there's contention in the comments, and that's too much. Just move on.
actual core viewer.
Really, I mean, I would say don't move on. Cover what you want to cover, but if you don't want to, then yeah, move on.
And yeah, it is what it is. I think the core audience doesn't enjoy it, and I certainly don't enjoy watching, entire videos with research and effort put into it completely thrown to the wayside, and the actual engagement with it just comes down to people using it as ammunition for a culture war that I am not even a part of. I'm not intelligent enough to be part of some political culture war, whether that be in the gaming sphere, which unfortunately there's a lot of that there. I'm not into it for the political side. There's a lot of content creators that I watch for gaming that, recently all I see on their feeds is just Trump, 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 and like, fucking this politician bad, this politician good, from every angle. And it's fucking exhausting. And to sort of see it bleed into my content and in some cases in my community is just something where I feel like I have to course correct and really personally step away from. But yeah, wanted to make this video, wanted to really talk about it, wanted to give an update, wanted to just speak my mind. But yeah, I'm going to go back to.
You wanted to speak your mind? This video is you talking about how you're not going to speak your mind now because you're worried about the reaction.
Recording some of this game. I'm going to go back to hacking that PlayStation 3 and installing Linux onto it because that is part of the video. I actually have found a backwards compatible PlayStation 3. Let me tell you something right now. I went to heaven and hell to find this thing. So that is going to be a video I want to say sometime this week in amongst a couple 4chan videos because there's a wild group of wacky threads. There's a lot of content that has nothing to do with any political figure whatsoever that hopefully is content that you all will enjoy. Some of the best content that I had in time making was the End of an Era video where I talked about the AVGN and Silent Rob and characters that I was very passionate about from my early time on YouTube. It's a video that did pretty well, and it's those kind of videos that I genuinely want to make more of because the audience really likes it, I really like it, and the best part is
That's what it is. The audience really likes it. He just wants his hug box where he can upload a video and everybody agrees and tells him how great he is and nothing else.
the comment sections to those videos always engage with the actual meat and potatoes of the video. That's it.
Do they really? Did they really engage with the meat and potatoes? I feel like the comments are probably pretty surface level on those two. I would be surprised if people are writing dissertations describing their thoughts and supporting their arguments in the comment section. I have a hard time believing that because I haven't seen that really anywhere. Even like a Veritasium video, or these science people. But most of the comments are like, "Oh, that was really cool. Oh, I'd never seen that before. Interesting." Right? Those are the types of comments you get even on that sort of stuff.
Said, this is me, Mudahar, and I'm out. Hello, guys.
Okay, well, I just, I did not have much of opinion about this guy up until a few months ago. I had had a like generally positive perception of him. All I had really seen was like Gerard the completionist stuff, and I'm sure a handful of other videos I've seen from him. So I didn't have much of an opinion, but it was vaguely positive. And between the Nux Taku stuff and this stuff, I mean, I think very little of him now. I don't understand why you would be so concerned with people disagreeing. What people have to think. Why would that dictate how you run your channel or how you live your life? If you don't want to cover this stuff, fine. Don't cover it. But this is sad to come on here and complain to your audience about being upset that people disagreed and they didn't focus on the meat and potatoes. It's so lame. It's so lame. But his audience, they love this. And they go, "Oh, you're so right, Mudahar, you're so right." So I'm sure that just reaffirms everything he's saying in this, and he'll go ahead and do that. But I will not stand for this, all right? Mudahar, I'm going to take you down. I'm going to bring you down to 100,000 subs, all right? I won't stand for this.